2 years ago, I woke up for the last time wishing for a different way of life. That morning on November 28, 2020, I made a decision that changed the course of where I was heading. I came to the realization that I completely lost who I was. The fight to keep going was beginning to be too much to handle, and alcoholism was tightening up its grip around my soul. I had finally hit rock bottom, and yet I wasn't ready to part ways with alcohol. I was still drunk when I woke up, and here it was again for the millionth time in my life, physically ill because of my decisions. To be honest, I was sicker than I ever wanted to admit at that time. I went to attempt to pull myself together. I looked in the mirror, and the reflection that I saw was a stranger, a lost soul, someone I no longer recognized, someone that felt they were not worthy of love. I stared at this mirror as long as I could, until I couldn't anymore. The stranger I was staring back at was someone that was lost, broken, useless, selfish, and a burden to anyone that crossed her path. I had become everything that I feared, and I just lost it. I don't know why the universe was so powerful that day to save my life, because to me, at that time, I felt I did not deserve this chance, but I will be forever grateful for that moment the universe gave me. Soon after, a friend of mine texted me saying he couldn't live this life anymore and needed to stop drinking. He was tired of fighting for his own life and addiction to alcohol, and at that moment, I decided to go on this unknown road to recovery with him. I got sober for the wrong reasons at first. I said I was doing it to help him because I was scared to call myself an alcoholic, even when I knew that was the truth. It was around 4 months when I realized I needed to face the truth, and that day, and every day forward, I have stayed sober for myself. That moment was the light that guided me out of my darkness, the ladder that helped me out of my miserable hole that I dug myself in. It was my saving grace. My hope is he sees this and hears this. Thank you for coming to me that day. For 17 years, alcohol blanketed me with a false sense of comfort. In reality, alcohol was sucking the life out of me one drink at a time and not letting me see what the beautiful life I had right in front of me. In a blink of an eye, it was killing relationships I had. Financially, I was becoming a burden to my family, and it consumed so much of my life, I didn't see how much it was affecting my loved ones. I really was damaging everything in my path, and I was so blinded by my alcoholism that I didn't see it was chipping away everything good in my life. As years passed, I fell so deep into my addiction and my depression that at some point, the thought of ending it seemed to be the only option. With this disease consuming me, I felt I was not worthy of happiness, and it was my best for my family if I was not here anymore. I was becoming my own worst enemy. I hated who I had become. Throughout my sober journey, I have worked through a lot of guilt and shame within myself. It's very hard to put into words the sadness and loneliness I felt trying to work through these moments sober. The guilt hurt the most. But what I can say is I have forgiven myself and others that have hurt me, and I would do it all over again because it has led me to here. I know that I am not able to take back the time I lost in my addiction or the hurt that I endured on some, but I am here now, sober. I am thankful for every single day that I am sober and making a better life for myself and my family. I was asked by the beautiful Andrea, the woman that has photographed my journey from the beginning, to print off photos of the accomplishments that I have achieved in the past 2 years. And I realized while trying to choose which photos to use, that every day waking up sober is the accomplishment. All the photos you see is the result of that one decision. While choosing all the pictures, I felt the 8-year-old little girl that was scared and lost for so long within me become who she was always meant to be, and I was finally able to tell her that we made it. We finally made it. Today I am sober from a substance that could have easily put me in the grave. Maybe not so much physically in a grave, but I would have had become non-existent to the ones I loved, because this disease would have taken over. My sober journey started out with me not knowing where it would lead me. I let go of the woman I once was and started picking myself up piece by piece. I started to learn who I was one day at a time, and I let go of everything that was holding me down. I gave myself hope. Today my heart is full and my soul is peaceful. The storm that was once my life settled into the calm stillness it is today, and what a feeling that is. I have accomplished goals that I once thought was never within my reach, and the smile you see on my face today is truly genuine. The person you see in this video is someone that at one point in time felt life wasn't worth living. How wrong was I? To the amazing people in my life that begged in silence for me to heal, and to the ones that cried wanting me to find myself again. I can't ever repay you for what you did for me, but I am forever grateful for the fight you had to fight because of my blindness and my disease. To my beautiful friends, you have your friend back. To my husband who fought so hard for me and kept us from drowning because of my actions, you have the wife you knew I could be. There are not enough words that I could ever say to you to show you how much I love you for that. To my son, Caden, you fought the hardest for me whenever you didn't feel like you were. You silently fought this fight for me, and I am so sorry you ever had to. I see you and the amazing young man you have become. Son, I'm fighting every day for you. You are Mommy's little warrior and my favorite hero. I love you and everyone that has been here for me. To everyone that has taken the time to listen, thank you. I have decided to end this letter with a short phrase. Please embrace it. Repeat it until you feel it and understand it, that this is the truth. Your life is worth fighting for.